Hello and welcome back to the Lion's Den. I'm your host Matt, as always, and today I'm in a car park again. Not by choice, by sheer accident. So here in the UK, from Monday the 12th of April, they opened up gyms. Woo! Finally I don't have to continue doing Ring Fit, because to be honest, last week when I was doing Ring Fit I was just kind of getting bored of it and kind of frustrated with how they were handling the difficulty spikes and everything, and knowing that I had the option to go back to a standard gym the coming week, I said I'm just going to stop for now. But I'm glad to be back. The reason why I'm recording in a car is because I've just been to the gym, which is nice. What day is it? It's Thursday. Yes, I'm recording this on the day I upload, generally. Sometimes if I'm smart I can record a day in advance if it doesn't matter. But yeah, just did a nice workout. It was quiet in the area I went to, which was nice. Didn't have to worry about bumping into people all too much. So yeah, was slightly concerned that I was in the wrong place, because there's this area that they call the high performance zone, which is designed for sort of professional athletes and whatnot. And I was worried that I wasn't supposed to be there, even though that's where I'd booked for my session. And I set up and started working, and there were signs that said priority given to like athletes and whatnot. And I thought, oh sugar, I'm not meant to be here. But a couple of the staff members that were kind of monitoring everyone did see me and didn't come over and say anything to me, so I assume I was okay doing that. But I'm very glad to be back at the gym. It's a nice break from life, or sort of. I can get out of the house, away from family and friends, just be on my own for a bit, listen to a podcast. I do quite enjoy listening to podcasts when I work out, as opposed to music. Music tends to be... music is like a pleasure thing. I want to sit down and listen to it, or I want to be doing something where I can still hear it properly, whereas in the gym I'm kind of listening to my body and screaming internally. So podcasts are fine, especially comedy podcasts, because you're laughing and you're not worrying too much about doing the exercise. And sometimes I have almost laughed out loud whilst trying to lift weights, which is not a good thing, but it's fun either way. Anyway, I've completely forgotten what I wanted to talk about this week. I suppose that's one thing. So a nice thing about this week is I finally got a haircut. So from the 12th of April, the UK started opening up things, meaning one of them being gyms, as I just talked about. And the other thing is that you can go to get haircuts, you can have barbers and whatnot, and all of that stuff. So that's nice, because my hair was way too long. Honestly, I look completely different when I have long hair to when I have short hair. And there was so much hair on the floor that we had to clear the area first before everyone else could have a haircut, because it was that much, which was insane. So yeah, you probably could have made a whole nother wig, or maybe even 2 wigs of the amount of hair. The problem I have is, not only did it get really long, because it'd been maybe 4 or 5 months since I had a haircut, I also have very thick hair as well. So it meant that they had to use sort of like what they call thinning shears or thinning scissors to account for the fact that I had so much hair. Insane, really. But that's nice. It feels so much better. You can use less shampoo as well, because, you know, there's less hair to wash, which is good. Coffee madness, that's one thing. So, for some reason, the chain here called Costa Coffee, which is tangential aside... What am I saying? It's very similar to Starbucks. They basically do the exact same thing, they're just different brands. It's kind of like McDonald's and Burger King, although I'd probably get sued for saying McDonald's and Burger King are very similar. But hey ho. For some reason, this week, Costa decided to make all of their drinks 50p. Doesn't matter what drink, what size, 50p. So... whilst I've been at home, my sister and my mum have been going out and buying tons of coffee and bringing them back, and it's kind of insane. I went out for an eye test today. That's another thing. That was very interesting. I'll come back to that one. But I went out for an eye test, and as I was walking back to the house, my sister and my mum pulled up in the car, and I'm not joking, I saw my sister was holding 7 drinks. And I looked at them like, are you insane? 7 drinks? There's 3 of us. Turns out what they'd done is they'd bought 3 drinks for now, for me, my mum and my sister. And then they brought 4 hot chocolates that were for all 4 of us, including my dad. And we were going to have them tonight, in theory. They've cooled them down, stuck them in the fridge, and then we'll reheat them. And I was like, that's insane. But yeah, it's a temporary thing, I assume, because it's kind of like celebrating the fact that the UK is opening up a bit more for things to do. Anyway, let's circle back to my eye test. Oh boy, it was so weird, just because I'm so used to how we do things with COVID measures that when they're slightly different, it's bizarre. So essentially I Went for my eye test. I've gone to the same opticians for like past 10 years now because they're close to where we live, so you can walk up. They're really nice and everything. But I went by myself, had an eye test booked in. First thing was my card got declined, weirdly, when I went to pay because it was, I can't have free health insurance anymore. Too old and I don't qualify for any of the government schemes. So I tried to do contactless with their little card machine reader, and apparently then it was declined, which was odd. But I managed to just reattempt it and it worked. So that was weird. The second thing is when they do the eye test, they've got this machine now. So if for any of you that haven't had an eye test in a long time or don't have glasses and that need prescriptions checking, like I do, the way they do it is they essentially have a pair of glasses that they can change the lenses out with different strengths very quickly. But this machine does it instead of having like a physical pair of glasses that they swap lenses in and out. And it's stupid. It's like, why have they got this giant machine when the person still has to then ask me questions and change the lenses themselves? The machine doesn't just do it. Maybe I'm expecting too much. But that was the first thing. And also then they do a thing where they like look past your eye to look at the back of it to see how healthy it is, which they have to do themselves. The machine can't do that part. Or I think it can. You have to pay. And I was like, why would I pay for them to check the back of my eye? That doesn't really affect my eye prescription or anything. Weird. Well, that was the first thing, is like I had to drop my mask slightly below my nose for them to do that because my mask was slightly obscuring part of my eye. That felt very weird. But like, she had a mask on, there was a screen between us, she had gloves on and everything, so it was fine in the end. Second thing is I went to also ask about prescription sunglasses because I am cursed with sunglasses. I have prescription sunglasses a lot because they're useful for driving specifically now that I can drive. But the problem is I store them away for however many months of the year and then they break. I think I talked about this last week, so I won't go too into details about it. But I went to ask them sort of what kind of pricing is, because now I have to pay fully for all of my glasses stuff. I used to get the lenses free, which are generally the most expensive part, and my parents would pay for the frame. And over the years I started realising that and said, right, I'll buy cheaper and cheaper frames because glasses are hella expensive. And to be honest, I find the cheaper frames tend to look nicer. Like the frames I'm wearing currently, I think were 30 quid, and they look really nice. They've got like a matte finish to them. They're quite classy. They fit with a lot of outfits. But I was asking them like, oh, can you show me some sunglass frames and sort of price ranges? And honestly, I think it's quite good for prescription glasses. They said that their kind of base price would be about 70 quid, and that would include whatever frame you want in that range, plus the lenses and all of the tinting and the polarization and whatnot, which I thought, yeah, that sounds pretty decent, but I'm not going to jump on anything right now. I just kind of want to have a look. And the cheapest frames that would then cost within that 70 quid looked the best to me. Like, they showed me, I think they're Versace and Ray-Bans, and I didn't like them. Oh, and Superdry. I didn't like any of those. Either the arms were really thick, which I thought was stupid, or one of them was circular, and I was like, I was bullied as a kid being called Harry Potter. I don't want circular glasses. They just looked, oh no, why? I don't understand circular glasses. So I was looking at the cheapest ones thinking, yeah, they look nice. So I might go back closer towards summer when I'm done at uni and look about getting some there. Because my thing is, if I do have sunglasses that just keep breaking for no apparent reason when they're stored in a drawer, I don't want to be spending like £150 or more for a pair of expensive Ray-Bans only for them to break, and then be very upset because that's a lot of money. Anywho, I've rambled on long enough about the troubles of having to wear glasses, and I'm sat in a car park, which is weird. Anyway, this is a YouTube channel, I do have to say that, because it is what it is. So if you've enjoyed this, please do like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Share it around with your friends as well. It's always nice to have more people listening to my stupid talking. Anyway, I hope you all have a good week, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!